Hello, and welcome back to Classic Times. Today, I'll be going through Stage 14 of the Cambridge Latin course, and I'll be explaining the topics of adjectival agreement and the gender of nouns. Okay, let's begin. Adjectival agreement. Adjectives are words that describe nouns. For instance, the cunning thief or the happy girl. In Latin, adjectives change their endings to agree with the noun they describe in three ways. In number, singular or plural. In their case, nominative, accusative or dative. And in their gender, masculine, feminine or neuter. So in this example, Quintus mercatores fortes in amphitheatro vidit. This means Quintus saw the brave merchants in the amphitheatre. Notice how the endings of mercatores and fortes are the same, thus showing that this is a noun and adjective pair, and so the adjective fortes describes the mercatores, meaning the brave merchants. Adjectives in Type 1 and Type 2 can agree with a noun of any declension. They will have the same number, case and gender, but the two words don't need to have the same ending because they're in different groups. For example, senex stultus in villa habitabat. This means the stupid old man was living in the house. So in this example, even though the adjective stultus describes the senex, they don't have the same ending, despite them being a noun and adjective pair. Now let's move on to taking a look at the gender of nouns. So nouns can be masculine, feminine or neuter. Some genders are obvious, according to the meaning of the word, for example, man or woman, but some need to be learnt separately, because they're not obvious. We've only met masculine and feminine nouns so far. The gender of the noun is listed in the vocab section of the textbook. So here's a quick example table of a few basic nouns. So puer is a masculine noun meaning boy. Anquila is a feminine noun meaning slave girl. A villa is a feminine noun meaning house. And a leo is a masculine gender meaning lion. Now let's move on to having a look at the position of adjectives. Most Latin adjectives come after the noun they describe, but those referring to size or number come before the noun. For example, vir crudelis. In this example, the adjective crudelis comes after the noun, meaning the cruel man. And in this next example, magna villa, the adjective magna comes before the noun because it's referring to size, and this means the big house. Now let's have a look at some more vocabulary. Aliquid means something. Apud, among or at the house of. Atonitus, this means astonished. Aula, palace. Quotidi, everyday. Decorus, right or proper. Delire, to destroy. Deus, God. Difficilis, that's a nice easy one to remember. Difficult. Diligenter, carefully. A domina is a mistress. Donum is present or gift. Fidelis is loyal or faithful. Ipse means himself, and ipsa means herself. Iste, that. Maritus is a husband. Necesse, again quite an easy one. This means necessary. Num means surely not. And remember, num is 3 letters, which is the same length as not. So this is how you distinguish it from nonne, which we met in a previous video. Quam means how. And confusingly, quam means although. And quae, if you add it on to the end of a Latin word, means and. Rex is a king, and ubi means when. Now let's have a look at a few examples. Caecilius ancillis calidis pecuniam dedit. Caecilius gave money to the clever slave girls. Regulus servis fortibus leonem ostendit. Regulus showed the lion to the brave slaves. Parvus puer ad forum ambulabat. The small boy was walking to the forum. And notice in the bold adjective and noun pairs that the ending isn't always the same, but the adjective still describes its noun. Now I would like you to have a go to test your understanding. So pause the video and have a go at translating these 3 sentences. Now let's go through the answers. Coquus ancillam per territam salutavit. The cook greeted the terrified slave girl. Agricola parvis pueris equum ostendit. The farmer showed the horse to the small boys. Caecilius servos tristes in foro conspexit. Caecilius caught sight of the sad slaves in the forum. So if you got all of those right, that's optime. If you made a mistake, try not to worry about it. Just learn from it and you'll become stronger at Latin. So, I know I've just got you to translate some sentences, but I'd now like you to have a go at even more. So wait, don't click off the video yet. This will help you improve your Latin. So write down the Latin noun and adjective pair in each sentence. Write down whether it's singular or plural, and then translate. So pause the video and have a go at these. Now let's go through the answers. A. Feminae laetae is the noun and adjective pair. This is plural, and the sentence means the happy women were walking through the streets. B. Femina laeta. This is singular, and the sentence means the happy woman was walking through the streets. C. Leones feroces. This is plural. The gladiator killed the fierce lions. D. Servis aegris. Plural. The cook prepared food for the sick slaves. E. Pictura pulchra. Singular. A beautiful picture or painting was in the atrium. F. Ornatricem tristem. Singular. Volubilis caught sight of the sad hairdresser. So, add up your score out of 6. If you got 5 or above, that is optime, highly impressive. If you got 3 or 4, there's definite room for improvement, but that's still good going. If you only got 1 or 2, don't be too disheartened, because you've still got some time to learn them, and you can just need a bit more practice and you'll be getting there. We've now covered stage 14, so let's summarise. Adjectival agreement. So adjectives change their endings to match the noun they describe in number, case, and gender. However, type 1 and type 2 adjectives can agree with a noun of any declension. They'll have the same number, case, and gender, but the two words do not need to have the same ending because they're in different groups. Gender of nouns. In Latin, nouns can be masculine, feminine, or neuter, and most will need to be learnt separately, but there are some obvious ones. And finally, position of adjectives. Most adjectives come after the noun they describe. However, some, referring to size or number, come before the noun. So thanks for watching, and join me in my next video where I'll be covering stage 15 of the Cambridge Latin course.